No, you're good.
Because together we are stronger. Individually we are stronger. Remember, every single phone counts.
Hello, my friends. Welcome to On Point with Rachel Turgeman. I'm so glad you can join us tonight. My friends, let me ask you a rhetorical question. Do you want to be financially independent and also be spiritually fulfilled? Of course you do. Joining us tonight is Reverend Dr. Attorney Dr. Diane Moore-Eubanks. She's the founder and chancellor of Global Oved Day Seminary and University. She's also the proud co-author of an amazing book along with her family called Wealth Has No Race. Her mission is unbelievable: ministries, education, financial services, and economic empowerment. Thank you so much, Dr. Diane Moore-Eubanks, for joining us today. How are you? All the way from Jamaica. Yes.
Oh, I'm doing great. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dr. Rachel. Thank you for having us. This is indeed an honor and a privilege. And as you know, when you're traveling internationally, you suffer from Wi-Fi-ism. So we're trying to get everything together. But you look absolutely fabulous, young lady.
Well, thank you, ditto. And I want to thank you and your daughters, Cairo and Sedan, for connecting with us all the way from Jamaica. I know that you're doing a lot of work in Jamaica. We want to hear all about that. But we are so blessed and honored, Dr. Moore-Eubanks, that you're here with tonight. And don't worry about the Wi-Fi. Our viewers will love you anyway. Wait until they hear you speak, because you are phenomenal.
Oh, thank
so
you.
Tonight, I want to talk about you, of course, but also how Godzu, which is your university, Global Oved Day, DEI, Seminary University, I'm spelling it out for our viewers, how you empower so many people with the necessary tools so they can become financially independent and then basically pass that torch, that beautiful torch, to their future generations. So I'm very, very proud of what you and your family are doing. But first, I want everybody to get to know you. How's that?
Thank you. That'd be great. Thank you so much.
Okay. So let's begin, Doc. Where were you born? And also any teachable moments that you have had with your parents as you were growing up that still resonate in your mind. Tell us, talk to us.
Well, being born in Kingston, Jamaica in the 60s was quite interesting. And what I would love for everyone to know about my family is that my mother and my father, they really believed in education. And so even though my father was not highly educated coming up, he made sure that my mother was, and he made sure that my brothers and sisters were. And most importantly, he planted in us the seed of entrepreneurship.
I love it.
Yes, he let us know that regardless of how many degrees you have, regardless of how many talents you have to make sure that whenever you do business, your name is on the check. In other words, you can't be just satisfied working for someone else. You definitely have to make sure that that you own your own business, and so that you're able to leave a legacy for your family. So I'm sitting here in the family home in the Charles Moore and Bernice Moore dynasty as we speak, and so even though my dad passed away 2 years ago, you still see statues of him. You still see all the things that he's built. You see all the legacy work that he's done. And so that's what he has continued with us. And in fact, Godzilla, we have a STEM program focused on science and technology.
Named after him? Was it named after him?
Definitely named after him, the STEM program. And with that STEM program, even today, we were at Meadowbrook High School in Kingston, Jamaica, and we gave away over 100 calculators, we gave away tablets, we gave away hand sanitizers in his name, under the name of the university, and also under our United Nations NGO. So we ensure we're always giving back, yes.
Such precious work, amazing. Dr. Moore-Eubanks, you are married to an extraordinary person, your husband, Dr. Willis Eubanks, and you have 3 amazing children. I want them to. Oh, I know Dakar's not with you; he's in Miami, right? But I
Yes.
know that you have 2 of your children with you, Cairo, and also to Dan.
Yes.
Before I bring him on for a second onto the screen, maybe they can sneak in there. I would like you to share with our viewers, Doctor, anything that you want them to know about your husband and your 2 kids. What would you say? Tell us.
I would say about my husband is that it's funny because you're interviewing me doing International Women's Month, but my husband.
And congratulations, by the way, to you and to all our women viewers.
Oh, thank you so much. Is that my husband totally believes in empowering women and women empowerment. He supports strong women. He came from strong women. And so he's the one that many times my speaking engagements and being broadcast all over the world, he's the one that actually sets it up. You know, some people would say, well, why would he do that? You know, why wouldn't he just be focused on himself? Because he's outstanding. First African-American to graduate from Florida State with a biochemistry degree, the vice chancellor here, and just awesome things he's done. But more than anything is his loyalty, his faithfulness, and his support, his love and support. And that's kept us where we are. And about the young ladies, I would say what I love most about Her Excellency Cairo is her persistency. I mean, she's so persistent, and her loyalty.
I love that. That's a great characteristic to have.
Yes, her loyalty, her what should I say? How beautiful she is, how brilliant she is, and I just want you to just see her for a second, and you will understand.
We want to see her. Cairo, let's see you, Cairo. There she is.
Hi. And you know what? I will say that my mother, Dr. Diane, did say it best that, you know, when you're in a different country and you're working remotely, sometimes Wi-Fi can be a bit of an issue, but ultimately we're here for a purpose, which is to share all of the amazing things that we're doing here at God's U. And we're just so honored to be with you all tonight, hailing from Kingston, Jamaica. So I'm Miss Broward County for Miss America, and it's been an honor being a part of the Miss America 2.0 system. Just very quickly, I'm very new to pageantry, or new to being a title holder. It was my first competition, but what my parents have instilled in me is this idea of being a global citizen and also being a servant leader, which I think is very much apropos with the work that I'm doing with Miss America, as well as the work that I'm doing working with the United Nations as a United Nations Youth Representative for New Future Foundation, in which our executive president for the Jamaica chapter is Dr. Diane, which is a huge blessing. And then I'm also on the steering committee of the United Nations Youth Steering Committee for the Department of Global Communication. So there's a lot that we do that's very much globally focused, but at its core, we're all about giving back and being able to serve.
And you're doing it, and you're doing it. And I want to thank you for coming on for a minute in September. Don't forget that you and your siblings owe me a show. So in September, we're going to have you back. But I just want to tell our viewers, look at this young lady, Cairo Eubanks. My friends, she is a millennial. She is unbelievable. She's educated. She's brilliant. She's beautiful. She's out there. You are future leaders of today and of tomorrow. So God bless you. And we'll see you soon.
Sounds good. Blessings. Now, back to the wonderful woman at hand, our Chancellor.
Yes.
Thank you so much. So
you must be so proud, Dr. Eubanks. You must be so proud.
Absolutely. I am. And I was trying to get Sudan on.
Where is Sudan?
Well, she is probably putting on her sash and her crown.
Okay, well, when she comes in, we'll bring her in. How's that? Don't worry about it.
No, absolutely. So we can go ahead and keep going. No problem.
Okay. So you have a law degree from Georgetown Law University. Congratulations on that.
Oh, thank you.
You could have been an engineer, doctor. You could have been anything. An engineer, a doctor, an MD. You already have your PhD. Why did you get a degree in law? What stirred you? What influenced you?
Well, I tell you this, and my sister, Natalie, who just peeked her head in, said it best. She says she never forgets when I was about 12 years old, and I was at one of the fabulous hotels that my dad would take us to. Every weekend, we were at a different resort, just relaxing with the family. And someone looked at me and thought that maybe I didn't belong at the hotel. And little black girl in Jamaica in the 70s, maybe they think I didn't belong there. And he made a big thing about making sure that I belong there, etc. And she remembered me saying, I'm going to be a lawyer. And when I'm a lawyer, I'm going to make sure that they don't treat anybody else like that. I'm going to advocate.
Yes,
I'm
I
gonna
love it.
people. I was probably no more than probably 13 or something like that. But it stuck in my head. And there was another incident when I went to Florida State that a friend of mine had gotten into trouble. And I was a science major. My major is chemistry and biology. And
that's simple. You're definitely a STEM child for sure.
Yes. And so I stepped in and I was able to help with the defense and, get this friend off. And it was just such an important moment in my life, because I said, here is two different incidences where I felt that I needed to advocate for people. And so in the middle of finishing my chemistry and biology degree, I said, you know what? I'm not going to go to medical school. I'm going to go to law school. I'm going to advocate for people who can't use words the way I do, who are not as compassionate and as persistent and consistent and relentless as I am. And so that's how I switched my major from medicine to law. And here we are.
Well, you're a blessing for the world because you are global. You are international. Like I said, it's a blessing to have you here. It's an honor to have you on Point, Rachel Turgeman, Assistant Counsel, for the White House, Assistant General Counsel for the White House under President Clinton's term. Wow. Not everybody gets to work for the White House. Talk to us about that experience, Dr. Moore-Eubanks.
Well, that experience came while I was working for the Department of Navy as an Assistant General Counsel. And I was specifically chosen to go to the White House and assist them because they were actually going through the nomination for the Secretary of State as well.
Wasn't it Albright? Wasn't it Madeleine Albright, right?
Yes, I researched Madeleine Albright and I picked up as much dirt as I could, and there was none. And so, that's how they decide if they have the right candidate, is when they do the background checks and we do the investigations. And also did Michael Cohen, who was the Secretary of the Navy. And because he had a little transition between divorcing and marrying, that took so much time. But Madeleine Albright was really easy because she's just straight arrow. There was nothing to look up that much. And so we were able to get through our candidates for Clinton, President Clinton, very easily. And that was a very wonderful time in my life, to the point that when it was time to, that assignment was finished, it was time to go back to the Navy. I said, nah, I just enjoyed this so much that I'm going to go into private practice. And that was, after that, I transitioned into private practice.
Beautiful. That is amazing what you have done. I mean, not only private practice, I would like all our viewers to know that you are also a financial doctor, guru, genius, as like I would like to call you. You have had over 4,000 residential and commercial transactions, from what I understand. Yeah. You also opened up a huge talk to us. Tell our viewers who you are, because I'm impressed.
Well, usually before I speak, somebody else comes and says who I am, because they know that I don't like talking about myself. But since you're going to make me, I guess I'll because I'm going to look. All right. So, after working for the White House as Assistant General Counsel, I then went on to private practice, and my practice was focused in financial service, was focused on real estate transactions. So I was the one that negotiated a lot of real estate deals, and both commercial as well as residential. So, I did that. And then I went and started doing, insurance, people's retirement,
very important.
Various aspects. Yes. All legacy building, whether it's housing, which is a foundation, or it's life insurance and, index universal life and various things to make sure, it's important. I learned it from my dad, always leave a financial legacy. I never forget when I wanted to start God's Youth. I remember that my dad had actually bought me several properties. When we had birthdays, instead of buying us shoes and having a party, my dad would actually buy his properties. So I was able to liquidate.
What an example, right? What an amazing example.
I know, right? Other people
Without
buy their kids Gucci and foolish things. No, my dad bought property. So I was able to liquidate a property and was able to use that.
Let me interrupt you there because I also want to talk about your Nigeria experience. You also empowered 10,000 women in Nigeria. Tell us about that experience as well.
That happened after the market crashed. Just so you get the timeline, between 2007 to 2009, the market really crashed. And so when the market crashed, what that caused me to just really rethink how I was going to proceed. And it was at that time that I got into helping entrepreneurs globally to start their businesses. And in fact, it was more like 11,000. Most of them were in Nigeria, but we did have South Africa. We did have Ghana, where we helped women to start their businesses for a small amount of money. And some of them actually outpassed me. You know, they became multi-millionaires in terms of some of the beauty products and health and fitness products that I was able to help them to start in. And in the company, I end up helping the most Africans to start their businesses in the entire company. And that just made me feel good. I've always had a heart for global work. And my dad had always told me, you're going to be an international attorney. That's what you're going to be. You're going to do trade. You're going to do all these things. And
he had a vision for you. He actually saw you doing it, and you became that.
I know, but I said, nah, I want to be a singer. I want to be a
really.
I would sing on TV. I'd sing on the radio, and I thought I was doing something. I was trained as a professional dancer. I thought I was going to be. And my dad said, nah, do that afterwards. Do that as a hobby. Do this as something that that you play with. You can, but I need you to have a profession. I need you to be a nurse, a teacher, engineer, a lawyer. Something like that. And so
but now with your career, you are helping so many people, not only here in the state of Florida, but globally. Yes. I want to go on to your motto. I want everybody to know your motto. What is it? And I think it's beautiful and it's very touching. And how did you come up with it?
Yes. Well, our motto is one race human in one space earth with one embrace, which is love. And how I came up with that was because I was in a situation in New York where I had all these famous people come before me, from the mayor's office, from the mayor to the treasurer to all these things. I was sitting there
love it.
Interfaith conference with, there were people who were Buddhist, Hindu, Catholic, Baptist.
From all races.
Every race, I was like, how can I really put this together? These guys will outshine me if I just go up there and say whatever. And God put it in my heart. One race human in one space earth with one religion, which is love. And later on, someone who is very good at semantics said, no, if you're using race and space, then you have to say embrace. So we came up with one race human in one space earth with one embrace.
I love it.
Love. And so
I love it. I love it, Dr. Eubanks, because it reminds me of my mentor and teacher, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. And I know that your husband, Dr. Eubanks, his grandfather, Dr. Pope, walked at the Edmund Pettus Bridge during the civil rights movement, during the civil, in Selma. So, that agape love, we don't see any color. We don't see any religion. We're all one race. That is beautiful.
Yes.
And I am praying to God that during the time, our lifetime, that we will be able to see that agape love, that we will all embrace one another, that we all love each other, and that we all will feel that we're one race. And that's the way we need to be, because we're all God's children. So I want to compliment you for that amazing motto. We're going to take a few minute break, or a couple, not 2 minutes, maybe 2 minutes or 1 minute. We'll do it a little bit quicker. But I want to thank all our VIP advertisers for doing an outstanding work, and also for supporting On Point with Rachel Turgeman. I'd like to begin with Jose Milton Foundation. Thank you, Anna Vega Milton, President and CEO, for all the altruistic work you do. Thank you for the building of the new Jose Milton Memorial Hospital, Jackson Memorial Hospital West, for your amazing work with the Red Cross, scholarships for our youth, and the list goes on. Jackson Health Foundation, a big shout out to co-president Charmaine Gatlin, Flavia Yiso, and their stellar team for doing an outstanding job in raising funds for the best hospital throughout our nation, Jackson Health System, making miracles every day. United Home Care, a big shout out to Carlos Martinez, President and CEO, Another big shout out to Alina Palenzuela, Blanca Ceballos, and the rest of their stellar team. Thank you for keeping our older adults home with excellent healthcare services, because there's no place like home. Meet Alyssa Billiard, your corporate and personal psychologist and psychotherapist, to solve your business and personal hurdles. Give her a call and effectuate positive change. Catholic Hospice, a big shout out to Executive Director Diane Backoff, and of course, Jessica Joseph, Manager of Philanthropy and Public Relations, and their awesome team. Thank you for preserving comfort and dignity for people that are very ill and their family members. Synovus Bank, a big shout out to Armando Trabanco, Regional Retail Manager for Southeast Florida. Synovus Bank is the bank of here, easy banking all the time, in person, on your telephone app, and via computer. You can count on them for all of your banking needs. Go ahead and contact them. Global Oved Day Seminary and University, known as Godzilla, empowering entrepreneurs to become financially independent, to transcend into generational prosperity. Also earn your chaplaincy or cybersecurity certification. Contact Godzilla. Marie Torres and CPA, business owners. She will grow your business exponentially with a 360-degree view of your financial and operational performance. Call and make an appointment. Jewish University System, a big shout out to founder Dr. Jorge Alfonso and Lucy Alfonso, president and CEO. Now you can earn your doctoral degree in education or psychology with religious modifiers. Contact Jewish University System. Light of the World Clinic. Thank you, Elaine Maselli Vasquez, brainchild of Light of the World Clinic, for providing free healthcare services to economically disadvantaged families in Broward County, Florida. Metro Mommy Agency, for all of your pregnancy support before, during, and after. Call Metro Mommy Agency. They provide childbirth, education, labor support, doulas, breastfeeding support, night nurses, and the list goes on. With Metro Mommy Agency, you can birth better and begin parenting with confidence. Meet Brenda, your car sales girl. If you are in the market for a new or used car, give Brenda, your car sales girl, a call. She will find you a deal you cannot refuse and deliver your dream car right to you. Survivors Pathway, a big shout out to Dr. Francesco Dubali, President and CEO. Thank you so much for assisting victims of domestic violence, human trafficking, and sexual assault. Again, a special thank you to all of our VIP advertisers. All of your services are beyond magnificent. Thank you so much. Dr. Eubanks, we're back to you.
Thank you.
So your model is unbelievably beautiful. Again, I want to thank you for your vision. Not only are you bringing people together in the state of Florida, but all over our nation. You are absolutely international. And for that, we have to thank you. I want to talk about some of the courses that Godzilla, either you have certifications, you have degrees, masters, doctorates, chaplaincy, cybersecurity. Talk to us.
Oh, fantastic. Absolutely. We just put on board, in fact, 3,000 new entrepreneur courses. These are courses that once you take our courses, you can actually use it in order to start your business and get to work. The background, Global Oved Day Seminary and University is a 501c3 interfaith e-learning global institution here in the suburbs of Fort Lauderdale in Miramar. We are a Florida Department of Education Commission of the Independent Studies approved degree issuing religious institution of higher learning under Florida statute. However, we also, apart from having religious courses, have interfaith courses such as or marketplace ministry chaplaincy or Islamic chaplaincy. We also have our Christian chaplaincy.
I love it.
Absolutely.
Beautiful.
We have a program in cybersecurity where even as a high schooler, you can take our course, get certified, and coming out of high school, you're making $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 because you're certified. So we really believe in putting these courses in people's hands so they can get to work. In addition to that, our Christian seminary, we have our theology diploma, bachelor's, master's, and PhD programs, which are designed for students called the Ministry of Teaching, Preaching the Gospel, as well as we have enrollees include pastors, evangelists, missionaries, and laypersons. So we just want to encourage everyone to know that here at Global Oved Day Seminary University, we are using the pathway of entrepreneurship to not just get people a degree and they sit there waiting for someone to hire them, but we also give them the tools so that they can open their own businesses. We have certifications, master classes, self-studies, conferences, live courses, and strategic partnerships with all the various areas and sectors so that they're able to immediately, start their own businesses. And
I
because,
love it.
thank you. And because we're global and we're accustomed to being in the e-platform status, of course, we are traveling right now. So this is not how we normally would look. But in our regular setting, we're able to broadcast to over 100 countries because
Fascinating.
our network of students have businesses in all these countries, and we partner with all of them.
What I love what you're saying with all these different degrees and certifications and licenses is that these are not just dead-end careers. You know how you go sometimes to other universities and you have dead-end careers? You have strategically analyzed the marketplace, if you will.
Yes.
Godzu has analyzed it. And you're saying, okay, these are the courses, these are the degrees, these are the certifications that people can actually earn a living and go on their own.
Yes.
Because it's great that you can work on your own to be your own president and CEO of your own company. And I can tell you, you're one of I haven't heard of any other university truly empowering their students to own their own business. I mean, you're on a mission and you're doing it. Congratulations, Dr. Eubanks. Without a doubt.
That comes from my father, because my father he would not have even graduated from elementary using the systems that we have now, because his parents put him to work in the farm so that they could make money. My father, however, as a grown person, would bring in all the top professors from universities to his office, and they would teach him right there in his office because he had the means at that time. But
that is so precious. That is so, the invaluable, legendary father, that you had. It's just amazing. I'm sure that all these thoughts resonate in your mind. You've passed it on to your children. You'll pass it on to your grandchildren someday. And you're passing it on to the world because you're traveling all the time.
Yes.
Thank God you have such a forte, such a solid university. Global Oved Day Seminary and University is extremely solid so that people can become financially independent. What is your equation, Dr. Moore-Eubanks, for generational success? Tell us.
I think the equation for generational success is to ensure that your children, you don't put a situation that you tell children be quiet or children should not be heard, but your children would actually accompany you to work and be a part of your work. Right now, we have my husband, Dr. Willis, and I, we have 3 children, and all of our children, whenever we go on mission trips, right now, for example, today, we were promoting, because we found out that in Jamaica, the public transport sector is responsible for transmitting most of what's going on in the COVID-19 section right now. And so what we did was we partnered with a gas station called Worldtron Total Crossroad gas station. And we were there today for several hours giving out free complimentary.
That's remarkable.
Yes,
that's remarkable.
Mm-hmm.
There's no money that can pay you or your family or the university, Global Oved Day Seminary and University, for all the altruistic and philanthropy work that you do, not only locally, but internationally. There's no money that can ever repay you. And we thank you for that. Talking about that, you have a very, very important conference coming up of legendary legends on April 17th from 9 to 2 o'clock Eastern time. And you're going to be talking to so many people, because I know some people are going to be registering for this event. You're going to be talking about financial independency, wellness, health, so on and so forth. Talk to us. What is the theme of this amazing conference that worldwide is going to be seen? Talk to us.
The theme is going to be team. I want everyone to understand that by yourself, you will not achieve much, but when you have a team. So the theme is team, and with team, we have T for tenacity. We have E for bringing your economics. We have A for, being aggressive for, getting to where you need to get to.
Excellent.
Yes, and we have M for mentorship. So we will be bringing on mentors, and we'll be introducing various living legends, such as the ambassador of Ghana, His Excellency Adebawa, who is also a alum of God's U, one of our spokespeople. We'll be bringing on His Excellency Dr. Michael V. Roberts, who is the first dean of God's U since 2014. We'll be bringing on CEOs and icons from all over the world that are already part of God's U, and we're celebrating African American history for the entire 2021. So some people, they do it 1 month, but for this year, 2021, we're celebrating the entire year, and that's why we're doing it in April.
I love it. And so I want all of you to understand that you're having this amazing legendary conference, April 17th from 9 to 2. I'm encouraging all our viewers to sign up. Can you say the link, spell it out? Because we also are on podcasts, Dr. Eubanks. I want all our iHeartRadio on Spotify and Google and Amazon to also hear it. What is the address, the link?
The link is on Eventbrite and is tinyurl.com/KLVCN 96. That is tinyurl.com/KLVCN 96. And this is worth, we say, around $799, and we're doing it for $47.
It's a gift.
It's a gift. And for those who are under 30 or over 65, they only pay $30. Why? It's because we know, for example, that we've been in conferences where Dr. Michael V. Roberts, to spend a day with him, is $50,000. So if you can come, you could spend $47. We really think it will be worth it. Don't you think so?
Oh, for sure. I mean, anybody that wants to learn from these icons that started, their own business. And that's what we want to do. You're going to empower them. You're going to empower all our viewers with all these legendary icons that are going to be speaking, giving us some tips on how we can go on our own. And if we are on our own and we're not being that successful, well, this is what you need to do. So these tips on how to become financially dependent. But once you become financially dependent, there's also equations so that you remain financially independent.
Absolutely.
And abundance. And make all the money as possible, and then pass it on to future generations. That's what I like about you, because you build families and you build generations. God's Global Oved Day Seminary University builds families of generations of success, of wealth, of abundance. That's priceless.
Thank you so much. And in fact, global, of course, means the world. Oved is the Hebrew for servant or worker. And day, as you know, is a God. So anybody who becomes a part of God's you become a global worker of God, a global servant leader of God. And that's what we really want to get to you. That it's not enough to just come on this earth, take, and then just go.
You have to have the faith.
Yes, you have to have faith, and success has footsteps. So you really need to follow those footsteps, and you really need to understand that there's several types of wealth. It's not just how much money you have in the bank. What is your relationship with God? How much do you pour into your education, your nutrition, your community, your family? So there are all these different ways of measuring success. And so you should not just stick to one, because if it was just money, then you would have millionaires and billionaires offing themselves. So obviously it's more.
So you're looking at the holistic approach. So when people take these self-studies classes online at Gatsu, you're looking at the holistic approach.
Absolutely. Yes.
So you have the financial aspect, but you have the community aspect, the philanthropy aspect, all the aspects. I love it. But getting back to your April 17th conference from 9 to 2, Dr. Moore-Eubanks, what I want our viewers to understand that you and your legendary icons are going to be talking about, and I don't want you to say anything about it now here. You're going to be talking about it in the conference, actual tips of challenges and hurdles that some of our viewers have gone through with their businesses, because we're all human beings. Absolutely. And you will teach them how to get out of these hurdles, how to analyze these hurdles. And I think that's beautiful. I love it.
Thank you. And, I just want for anyone under the power of my voice right now who may be going through any kind of economic distress, I want to let you know that in 2009, we lost every single thing. We lost our car, we lost our home, we lost every single thing. And at one point was actually homeless for a couple of days. And God told me, he said, look here, I am putting you through this walk, not to stay here, but I'm putting you through this. So when you encounter others, you're able to bring them to the other side. You're able to show them that even when it's not your fault, because when the market crashes, it may not be your
Right.
fault.
A real estate market crash.
Absolutely. But I want you to learn and walk through this so you have the tools so that because you went on the other side, you can bring others over. So at God's You, we never look down on anyone except to grab their arm and to pull them up. So we believe in mentorship. We believe in partnerships, and even recently becoming the first female owner of a professional football franchise.
Yes. Now, how did you do that being a female? How did you do that?
The Fort Lauderdale 49ers, it's through the networking with all the members. If you look at some of the people who've come through God's You, through government contracts, through washing cars, can you imagine the man who used to wash cars and mow the lawn is one of the first African-American billionaires in this country. That's Michael V. Roberts. We learn from people like that. Everything wasn't always.
It's beautiful because even though, the leagues are dominated by men, we're seeing more and more women, which I love it. More and more women are becoming empowered. And you're a perfect example. So what is it called? The Fort Lauderdale 49ers? Tell us about your team.
Fort Lauderdale 49ers here in beautiful Fort Lauderdale. And we start our first season very soon. We're getting everything together for that. But we're part of a league, the Minor Football League, that's been around for 25 years and led by Dr. Richard D. Miles, former football player for a decade. And he put this together. And he said to me, Dr. Diane, everybody else in the NFL who's a female who has a team, it's either their husband gave it to them or their dad died and left them. You're the first to ever acquire one. And I want you to do this because I want other women to see that men don't have to hand you down anything. If you have a supportive family and your heart is right and your intentions are correct, you can do this. And so we went ahead and we got this done. So if you look up the Minor Football League, it's the only professional developmental football league that leads young people into the NFL. No one.
Congratulations.
We give them that extra training. Absolutely. Thank you.
Congratulations, owner. First female owner, football league franchise, the Fort Lauderdale 49ers. Yes.
Go 49ers. Yes.
Let me ask you a question. Did Sudan come back in the room or not? Sudan?
No. She's being a diva. She says she wants to wait until the 21st.
Oh, excuse me.
But all day, and she just doesn't think she has that.
Don't worry, we will definitely
interview working and helping other.
I can understand that.
Yes.
We'll get her in September, but I want all our viewers, even though we're going to have an opportunity to interview her in September, talk a little bit about Sudan, Dr. Eubanks. I know that she's a CEO. Already.
Yes, she's the CEO of
Miss USA team, Black team. Talk to us.
She is Miss Black Florida, talented teen of the Miss Black USA competition.
I love it.
She was out today all day giving out hand sanitizers, tablets, because there are children who are deserving here in Jamaica who don't have any equipment to get online learning. And the average of in the Caribbean, children losing 165 days a year. That's almost a whole school term because they don't have tablets, they don't have calculators. And so she was doing that all day. So she's still only 13. So she's still
God bless her. God bless her. And I know that she has a dog company. Tell us about your dog company.
Where she, it's a little story. When she was about 8 or 9, she was looking for a doll that looked like her. And she couldn't find any. She went to all the major stores. She couldn't find any that looked just like her. They all had the flowing silky hair and all this. She said, Mommy, these don't look like me. So what she did was she visited various countries and she saw dolls that looked like her. And so what she does now is she brings them to the US and they are male dolls, female dolls, playing sports, being a doctor, being all kinds of various things.
That's beautiful. God bless her. I can't wait to interview her and all our viewers can get to know her even more. So, well, Dr. Eubanks, we're running out of time. I want to thank you so much for joining us tonight at On Point with Rachel Turgeman. Thank you for sharing your amazing story. It gives us a lot of motivation to continue. It doesn't matter how many times we fall. What matters is how many times we get back up.
Yes.
Succeed and succeed and succeed. Is there a call to action that perhaps you would like to leave all our viewers with tonight?
Yes, I think I want to say that my call to action right now is make no excuses. Do not discriminate. Do not procrastinate. God has given you a definite purpose. Don't make any excuses.
Absolutely.
Go ahead and do it. Go on www.godsu.org and see what we do. And then go to tinyurl.com/KLBCN96 and join us at April 17th. And you will get to see live people. We like talking about the people, what they did in the past who have died. Let's meet people who right now are making a difference. And you know what? Because this is time for young people, I'm going to ask our Director of Operations here at God's U of Administration, Cairo Eubanks. Cairo, give us the last word.
Yes, Cairo.
It would definitely be my pleasure. What I would say is that this is a time for development. We have to know that when we have any unexpected challenges that come up, just like, let's say for right now, some of the challenges that we have with the virtual background, we did not keep that or did not have that stop us from being able to pursue and share what on our hearts. And so we have to realize that when there are challenges, we have to take a step back and say, what are some of the lessons that we can learn from this? What are ways in which we can still be able to move forward consistently towards all of our targets, and realize that there's not just one solution, right? But there are so many alternatives to that solution that we can be able to have. And so we want to leave this with you, that if you do not see a solution, you be the solution. Be the change that you want to see in the world. And that's what we're doing. We're setting precedents. We're changing the world. And we're doing it because guess what? We want to set that precedent so that other people in the future can then follow that lead and use what we've done as the foundation to succeed and to go towards their greatness. So that's our call to action, is to stay consistent and be the solution.
No excuses.
I love it. I want to ask production to put on the URL link again so that we can definitely have it there. And Cairo and Dr. Eubanks, I strongly believe, into all our viewers that are watching us tonight, I strongly believe that God is a God of abundance, of richness. He is not by any means a God of poverty. And so I would like to encourage all of viewers to sign up, register. It's a gift. It's only like $47. It's April 17th from 9 to 2. We love you, Dr. Eubanks. Thank you for coming on Point Richard Turkman. Cairo, we love you. We'll see you in September here. And best of luck in all your endeavors. And thank you for making an indelible positive difference throughout our world. God bless both of you. And to all of you, thank you so much for tuning in into On Point with Rachel Turkman. Please remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel, On Point with Rachel Turkman. Keeping informed and staying connected allows all of us to make the right decisions. Stay healthy and safe. Bye-bye for now. No, you're good.
Because together